There are moments in life when it feels as though a part of your soul has been scattered to the wind. The years pass, yet some invisible thread still pulls you back to a memory, a word, or a feeling that you wish you could erase. It is as if pieces of your strength were quietly taken while you weren't looking, and now you stand wondering how to feel whole again. You may carry this sense deep inside, not always visible to the world, but heavy enough that it touches how you wake in the morning, how you speak to yourself, and how you trust the days ahead. I want to tell you something from the start. The power you feel you have lost is never truly gone. It waits within you like a flame under the ashes, ready to rise again when you are ready to tend to it. Sometimes we are so gentle with others, but so hard on ourselves. We replay the past over and over as if punishing ourselves will somehow create peace. Yet the truth is, every time we hold on to that pain, we hold back the joy that wants to flow in. Life does not demand that we live chained to what happened before. The mind can learn a new song, the heart can choose a new rhythm, and the body can soften again into trust. Even now, your inner self is longing to feel safe in its own skin again. You have walked through many seasons, some bright, some stormy, but here you are, breathing, listening, and searching for a way forward. That is already a sign of your courage. The feeling of losing power often comes in quiet ways. It is not always a dramatic moment. Sometimes it is the small choices made to please others instead of honoring yourself. Sometimes it is staying silent when your heart wanted to speak, or holding on to relationships and situations that no longer nourished you. Every time this happens, it can feel like a little piece of your inner strength drifts away. But the truth is, those pieces have not left you forever. They are resting, waiting for your invitation to return. The first step is simply to acknowledge that you are ready to call them back. You do not need to know exactly how it will happen, only that it is possible. Think of your inner power as a beautiful stream of water. Over the years, stones may have fallen into it, some placed there by the hands of others, some dropped in by your own moments of fear or doubt. At first, the water still flows, finding ways around the stones. But with time, if too many are left in place, the current slows, and the once clear water begins to feel still. Your power works in the same way. It never disappears. It only waits for you to gently lift the stones one by one and let the water move freely again. This is not an act of force. It is an act of kindness toward yourself. Sometimes you might notice the signs before you can name them. A heaviness in your chest that lingers, a sense that you are always apologizing, or a tiredness that sleep never seems to erase. You might feel a quiet ache when you think about the dreams you once had, or a doubt in your ability to make choices for yourself. These are whispers from your spirit, letting you know that parts of you have been set aside. They are not gone. They are calling to you, asking to come home. Your body, too, speaks this language. The shoulders that hunch forward as if protecting the heart, the shallow breath that barely fills your lungs, the tension in your jaw that you didn't even know was there. These are the ways the body remembers. Thoughts and emotions are not separate from our physical self. They live together, shaping how we feel and how we move. When we hold on to old pain, the body responds as if it is still happening. But just as it learned to guard itself, it can learn to open again. Each thought of kindness toward yourself, each breath taken with intention, sends a signal to every cell that it is safe to return to peace. And so we begin gently. Place your hands softly in your lap, feel your feet on the ground, and notice that you are here. This moment right now is your safe space. You have survived everything that once felt impossible. You have carried yourself through the darkness, and that means there is already a strength inside you that is greater than the weight you carry. take a slow breath and say within yourself, I am ready to welcome back my power. You do not need to believe it fully yet. Just saying it plants the seed. When you understand that your thoughts are the roots of your life, you see why it matters to choose them with care. Old thoughts of fear, regret, and blame have been like clouds covering the sun of your spirit, but the sun is still there, shining and waiting. By turning your attention to thoughts of love, worthiness, and possibility, you invite the warmth back into your life, and with it comes the energy, the clarity, and the joy you have been missing. If your heart feels uncertain, know that this is natural. Change often begins in quiet, fragile moments. You are not here to erase your past. You are here to transform it into wisdom. Every hurt, every tear, every shadowed day has shaped a depth in you that is now ready to hold more light. Your power is not something you have to fight for. It is something you allow to return. And as it comes back, it will not just restore you, it will overflow into everything you touch, blessing the days ahead with new beauty. When the mind and the body work together in harmony, the return of your power becomes natural. Every thought you think sends a message through your entire being. A thought of love and safety softens the shoulders, steadies the breath, and calms the heartbeat. A thought of fear tightens the muscles, shortens the breath, and sends waves of unease through your chest. This is why reclaiming your power begins not with struggle, but with gentle attention to the thoughts you are feeding yourself. If you speak to yourself with kindness, your body will feel safe enough to release its defenses. It will loosen the grip it has been holding for years. In that release, your energy begins to flow again. Your emotions are not enemies, they are guides. When sadness rises, it is showing you where love is needed. When anger burns, it is revealing where boundaries have been crossed. When anxiety stirs, it is asking for trust. To heal is to listen without judgment and to answer these calls with compassion. You do not need to push anything away. Instead, you can soften toward it and say, I see you, and I am here for you. This is the heart of mind-body healing. It is a reunion, a remembering that all parts of you are worthy of care. As you begin to treat your thoughts as seeds, you will choose the ones that grow peace and strength. You will notice that your body follows, standing taller, breathing deeper, and resting more easily at night. Words are powerful tools in this journey. They are more than sounds. They carry the energy that shapes your reality. If for years you have spoken words of self-blame or limitation, your inner self has learned to live by them. But just as the soil responds to the seeds placed within it, your mind responds to the language you give it. By choosing words that affirm your worth, you are planting a garden where your power can bloom again. You might begin with a simple phrase, I lovingly call back every part of me that I have given away. Say it slowly, as if each word is wrapping around you like a soft blanket. Let it sink into you until it feels like truth. There is no need to rush or force belief. Repetition, paired with gentleness, is how new truths take root. The more you speak words that honor your wholeness, the more your inner self will recognize them as home. Affirmations are not magic spells. They are daily reminders that you are choosing to stand in the light of your own being. Each time you say them, you are turning your face toward the sun. Over time, you will notice the shadows inside you shrinking, replaced by a warmth that feels familiar, as if it had been waiting for you all along. Letting go of the past is not about pretending it never happened. It is about releasing the grip it has had on your heart. Imagine carrying a bundle of heavy stones. Each stone is a memory of pain, of betrayal, of moments you wish had been different. The longer you carry them, the heavier they become. There comes a day when you realize that setting them down does not mean you forget. It means you choose freedom over weight. The past cannot be changed, but the way you hold it can. Begin by finding a quiet moment to breathe deeply. As you exhale, picture one of those stones gently leaving your arms and resting on the ground. It no longer needs to travel with you. With each breath, release another. Anger, guilt, regret, letting them find a place outside of you. Feel the lightness in your chest, the space opening for something new. You are not abandoning your history. You are making room for healing to take its place. This practice can be supported by simple rituals. Stand before a mirror and look into your own eyes, not to judge, but to connect. Say to yourself, I release the past with love, and I welcome my power back into my life. Let the words be slow, allowing them to echo in the space between you and your reflection. Or take a journal and write down the stories that have been holding you, then write beside each one, I set you free. This is not about erasing. It is about loosening the ties so that your spirit can breathe again. Calling your power back is not a single moment. It is a choice you make every day. Each morning, before the world asks anything of you, place your hand over your heart and say, today I choose to stand in my strength. Feel the rise and fall of your breath as you speak, as if your body is nodding in agreement. Let this become a daily ritual, a quiet conversation between your soul and the life you are creating. You may notice that some days the words feel strong and steady, while on others they feel faint and uncertain. That is natural. Healing is not a straight line. It is a gentle spiral that brings you back to the same truths again and again, each time with deeper understanding. The key is to keep showing up for yourself, even when it feels small. Each repetition builds a foundation under your feet, a sense of stability that grows stronger with time. Gratitude is the thread that weaves this all together. It transforms what was once heavy into something that can lift you. When you look back on past pain through the eyes of gratitude, you see not just the hurt, but also the wisdom it gave you, the resilience it awakened, the compassion it grew in your heart. Gratitude is not about saying the pain was good. It is about recognizing the gifts you have gathered along the way. When you thank the lessons, you free yourself from needing to relive them. You take the treasure and leave the burden behind. In this way, every step of reclaiming your power becomes an act of love. Love for the self that endured. Love for the self that chooses again today. Love for the self that will walk forward with an open heart, ready to create a life that feels true. And with each breath, each word, each gentle release, you will feel the stream within you flowing again, clear, strong, and entirely your own. When your power begins to return, it is not always loud or dramatic. Often, it comes as a quiet confidence that begins to seep into the smallest corners of your life. You notice yourself making decisions with more ease. You feel less need to explain or justify your choices. You walk into a room with a sense of belonging, not because anyone told you so, but because you know it in your heart. This is the gift of living from restored power. It becomes part of who you are. You no longer look to the past for approval. You carry your own. Everyday life becomes an opportunity to affirm your wholeness. When you greet the morning, let your first thought be one of love toward yourself. When you eat, choose foods that nourish your body as a way of saying, I care for you. When you speak, choose words that lift you higher rather than bring you down. These are not grand gestures, but they build a steady rhythm of self-respect that anchors your power. Over time, this way of living becomes natural, and you find that your outer world begins to reflect the inner strength you've been cultivating. Gratitude will always be a trusted companion in this journey. Even now, as you stand in this new space of self-trust, there will be moments of challenge. But with gratitude, you can meet them differently. Instead of feeling diminished by difficulties, you can pause and ask, what is this here to teach me? How can I grow from this? And each time you do, you turn what could have been a loss into another stepping stone. Gratitude transforms life into a series of gifts, some wrapped in joy, others in lessons, but all bringing you back to yourself. You may find it helpful to reflect in writing each evening. Ask yourself, where did I feel my power today? This could be as simple as saying no when you needed rest, speaking kindly to yourself in a moment of doubt, or following through on a promise you made to your own heart. These reflections not only strengthen your connection to your inner power, but also help you see how it shows up in ways you might have once overlooked. As this practice deepens, there comes a natural shift in your energy. People may sense something different about you. They may not be able to name it, but they feel the calm assurance in your presence. This is the kind of power that doesn't shout, it simply is. It comes from a place of self-knowing and self-love, and it cannot be taken away because it is no longer dependent on the approval, actions, or opinions of others. And now, as you stand in this fullness, it's time to speak your truth in a way that feels like a promise to yourself. Place your hand gently on your heart, close your eyes if you wish, and say, I stand in my power. I am whole, I am strong, and I am free. Let the words move through you, filling every space where doubt once lived. Feel the truth of them settle in your bones, steady and unshakable. This is not just a sentence. It is a declaration, a vow, a reminder that you choose to live in alignment with your own light. There may still be days when the old feelings try to return. That is not failure. It is life. In those moments, come back to your breath, to your words, to your gratitude. The journey of reclaiming your power is not about never feeling weak again. It's about knowing that even in weakness, your strength is still there. You can always return to it again and again, as often as you need. The truth is, you have never truly lost your power. It was always within you, patiently waiting for you to turn inward and claim it. And now you know the way. You know how to release the weight of the past, how to speak words that bring life, how to nurture the connection between your mind and your body, and how to honor yourself with love. You are no longer searching for your worth outside yourself. You are living it from the inside out. So let this be your gentle reminder. Every moment is a chance to begin again. Each breath is an opening, each thought an invitation, each day a new canvas. You are the artist of your life, and with the colors of love, gratitude, and self-trust, you can create something beautiful. The past may have shaped you, but it does not define you. Your power is here. It is yours, and it is enough. And now, quietly, as if whispering to the deepest part of your being, say, I release what was, I embrace what is, and I step into what can be. I am whole, I am free, I am me.